Hello everyone and welcome back to Life of Kaiser. I know, I know. It has been a couple weeks and I do apologize for that. This has been the biggest challenge for me, is filming these once a week vlogs for you and coming and be like, hey, so this is what happened. Mostly because I've gotten very busy, end of the semester, Kickstarter that came out. But ultimately, it's like, what do I have to tell them? What do they really want to hear from me? Because I'm always thinking I have to make it like educational or something like that. But in all honesty, I just need to talk to you. And it also doesn't need to be that long, especially if something didn't happen, right? And so I'm trying to get out of my own way when it comes to this, because that's really what's gonna stop me, right? That's ultimately what's keeping these from coming out once a week, is me putting unnecessary pressure on myself to, deliver something that is going to be like life-changing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to prove with any of this, so I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry that it's been so long, but I am coming to talk to you. I am gonna try and make sure that I get these out a little bit more often so that it's worth watching. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you all so very much for coming and checking out this specific series of Is It Worth It? I mean, not of Is It Worth It? I just filmed that. So, but Life of Kaiser, because it's going to help me get through it, right? So thank you for all the support, first and foremost, and we're going to be moving forward. So as I mentioned, I just filmed another Is It Worth It? I have a ton of products to do. I have so much that it's crowding my drawing space. So I have a lot to do, and I'm hoping that over the break I'll be able to knock a lot of them out so that we can have content that we don't have to worry about as we move forward. Because I want to be able to put together like sketchbook stuff, which I started filming, and I think I know what I'm going to call it. So at first it was going to be like Sketchbook Sundays or something like that, but I'm going to call it something else because I want it to just be a page, right? I'm like, hey, fill your sketchbook with me. Every day we're just going to fill it, every day we're just going to fill a page. Every day, just fill a page. And I think that might be interesting. It'll be a little voiceover. I think it's like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And I plan on keeping the main page, keeping the speed at 100%, just so that if like, hey, just draw with me, right? So I want to do that. I have to do some stuff with Ninja Empire. I got to start giving you guys some stuff for Ninja Empire, because I can't have a variety channel if all I'm doing is It Worth It? Even though I really like Is It Worth It? I still think there should be more than that. I already have 2 interviews that I just need to edit and put together for you all for Real Talk. I think it's really cool, the ones that we have, and I think we can get some really cool stuff. With that, if you have any questions that you would like me to ask some of these artists or editors, or I plan on talking to cosplayers. I plan on talking to anyone who's in a professional creative field. So if you have any questions that you would be like, man, it'd be really nice to know this. Not necessarily if you can go ask Jim Lee specifically this question, but I have a question that people who are working in the industry, or it's just something that's been plaguing me, something like that, I can then go and ask people and possibly ask Jim Lee, right? So I'm just hoping that will take off and we can really grow this channel. So I know that, I started, what was it? When did we start? Was it April? Or was it May? I can't remember. The April or May. Or was it earlier? I don't exactly know when I started the road to 1 million. I have to check my videos and see when we actually started the road to 1 million. I wanted to start that back up because there hasn't been a really big push. I haven't been putting on a lot of stuff, right? There hasn't been a lot of stuff to show, so I didn't think there was a really big thing to push with road to 1 million. But I can tell you that the channel is growing steadily. While it might seem to most that it's really growing slowly, but it's still growing, right? And I think that I'm getting more and more people who are like, oh, hey, I just found this is really cool, and stuff like that. I think that once we get a little bit more momentum, the numbers will start picking up. And I think that the momentum is going to kick in once I start producing more work. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be splicing up my live films to do shorts so that I can just put out content more often, and that's the big thing, like just cutting it up, like, oh, this is really interesting. Okay, let me cut up 15-20 seconds of this, put that up, and then so it's like 2-3 videos a day on shorts to try and pull people to the long format content. So there's that, that was a big thing. But I would have to say the biggest thing that has been really keeping me away from doing things has been the Kickstarter, right? Like the completion of Ninja Empire issue 0 is really what took a lot of my attention. Getting the Kickstarter ready to go, making sure I had alternate covers that people could look at, like I wanted to make sure that all that stuff was there. And so I was really taking a lot of time to just make sure that that was going. If you have not checked out the Kickstarter for Ninja Empire, I will drop a link in the comments below. I would love for you to at least check it out. And if you like it and you are in a position that you can help support, please help support it. If not, if you could just share the link with people who you think that would actually like a sci-fi fantasy revenge ninja story. Like if you know people who would like that, please direct them to the Kickstarter for Ninja Empire, because it would be absolutely phenomenal if we can get this funded. Now, we've been up for, as of this filming, for 6 days, but when I checked when it was the 5-day mark, we have already did a third of the funding needed, right? So we've got plenty of time to get the rest of it and possibly hit stretch goals. But as always, I'm gonna need your help, because that's how we're going to get it out there, is by word of mouth. So if you can, would love your support. And if you can't support it financially, would love for you to just share it with your people so that other people can see it and we can get the word out for that. And that would be the utmost of help. Let's see what has happened oh yeah, my birthday happened, which was cool, and I got some really cool stuff that was nice, and it's going to help me, or I think it's gonna help me get better, because that whole thing is pushing me towards, I want to be a better artist, right? Like I feel like I've reached a certain area, and now I'm like, I want to try and see if I can get better in certain things. So I got like a color theory book, which was really cool. I got this book of instructions from someone in Japan, and I was like, okay, we're just going to be drawing, and that's going to be my sketchbook thing, right? I'm going to be looking at these books and then just drawing, and then filling a sketchbook page, and then moving on, drawing it. Not that anyone would have to follow me in like, oh, get this book and then follow me in this drawing. It's like, hey, here's what I'm drawing, and then I'll tell a story or something, right? I don't know what I'm going to do for the voiceover, but I'll be doing something. But I got a lot of stuff for that, and birthday came and went, and it was really cool. I want to thank everyone who did give me birthday wishes. It was very nice of you. But I'm hoping that with that, the new start to the new year for me is that I'm going to, by the time my next birthday rolls around, I can visibly see that I've gotten better. And that's my goal, is to try and get better. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing watercolor, is because I want to add something to my repertoire of art skills. And so I've been pushing with that, and we're going to try something new and see how that works. Is anything else? I went to Tidewater Comic-Con, and that was a lot of fun. I was not expecting Tidewater to be so amazing. I went there for the first 2-3 years, right? And then I guess I didn't really have a good experience. At one point, it was like, it didn't seem like it was worth it. And then a couple of years had passed, and then I got invited to come out by Kids Love Comics. And it was really cool, right? And it was like, hey, you should come out. I'm like, all right, cool. I brought my daughter, we got set up, and it was packed. Like, it was packed. And I'm like, wow. And I didn't get any video of it actually being packed, although I did film around and show you what was happening. But like, it was packed for the majority of the day. And then about an hour or so before the day ended on Saturday, it ended, right? Like, then it died. But for the whole beginning of the day, it was packed. And then I was like, all right, cool. Saturday, of course. Nope, Sunday was the exact same. It was fantastic. If you are in the Virginia, DC, Philly, Philadelphia, Maryland, Delaware area, you should definitely come to Tidewater. It was great. It was a great show. Highly recommend it. I definitely plan on going back next year because it was a great show. So definitely, if you can, check out Tidewater Comic Con because it was being attacked. But definitely go check it out if you can because it was definitely worth it. Is there anything else? I don't really know. There wasn't really much else that happened over the time except for me working on the Kickstarter. And I think it would have been more impactful had I talked to you guys every week about it. But yeah, ultimately that's kind of what happened. I'm going to be ditching all of my fan art here soon, mostly to promote Ninja Empire as we move forward. So I don't really want to have a lot of other. I don't want to have random X-Men and stuff like that because I just want to have ninjas because it's all about ninjas. Now I will have fan art of ninjas, right? So you'll see a lot of ninjas. I'll have Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, and I will have Mortal Kombat. So there will be ninjas, right? Like I will still have content that is from other people, but it's all going to be ninja related. So there will be a sale soon. So if you're interested in getting some art, like I'm planning on putting 10 pieces of original art in one bag for $100, and so that's like $10 a piece, and it's just because I want it out, right? So yeah, be on the lookout for that because that should be pretty fun. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the next show that I'm doing. I'm actually looking for a couple shows to do in June, July to see if there's anything that's still open. And if there is, that'd be great. If you know of any, please let me know. I'm also looking for like one-day shows and stuff like that because they're a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I know that these tend to run long because I'm not talking to you every week. So I'm hoping to fix that and have something for you every week from here on out. And just to keep you guys updated as to what's going on. So, and maybe once I get in the groove of doing it every week, I can do something a little bit more vlog-ish, right? And start taking you like, hey, we're doing this and we're doing that. We're going here, we're doing that. So hopefully we'll see. We'll see where it's going. I don't know where this is going, but it just felt like I needed to do it. So here we are doing it. So, yeah, so I guess that's it for today's episode of Life of Kaiser. And if you have any questions, please drop me a comment. Any comments, drop me a comment. And yeah, I guess I will see you at the next episode.